All right. I will be back in a second and we will get started. Today we're going to write a horror comic in 2 hours. We'll see where it goes. I've never really done this, so I'm not much of an illustrator, but I am a painter and I have an idea for something that I want to do, so I'm going to do it. All right. I'll be right back. Hello. Uh, I am here. I'm gonna start by drawing. So, all right, reframe, reframe. I'm going to start by drawing a horror comic today, and we'll give ourselves like 2 hours to do it. I might do a little research at the beginning. And it's gonna be going from like a sketch phase, so where I'm planning out kind of like right now, I'm thinking about the environment that I want. And I kind of want it to be like a surreal apartment complex or something. And our topic, our like theme, the kind of disturbance of this horror is going to be the idea that our protagonist can't see unless they're experiencing stress or pain. Um, I just thought of it this morning and decided that it was going to be our focus for today's stream. That's going to be how most of these days go, is I'm going to have some type of impetus to start early in the morning. It's going to be whatever I think of that morning. I'm not going to premeditate anything. And I'm going to start trying to create something. So today it's a comic. Yesterday it was kind of a dance and a painting. I don't know. But in the future it might be a tomorrow I'm thinking I might want to do a glove, but that's involving premeditation, so I probably won't. I'll probably do something else, but I want to use my sewing machine. I'm pretty stoked for that. But right now I'm just planning out a space, like kind of I want like a unsettling architectural form that looks like it could have like lived in spaces. And so we're gonna just sketch and see what comes out. This is how I do most of my drawings from my head, or like illustrations. Is I start with just like random marks and they turn into something eventually. And so the reason I'm starting by drawing a environment is because I want to be able to see the environment and then repurpose it. So I'm going to use this same drawing as the background for certain scenes, because we're only giving ourselves like 2 hours to make a story, and the more I can repurpose characters and scenes and environments, the easier this will be. So we're going to start off by trying to kind of create a quick little rendition of the space that I want. So I'm thinking of this as like a courtyard for like an apartment complex. Maybe that's the roof or something coming down. And then there's like bushes. I've been playing a bit of Tarkov lately, and watching Tarkov YouTubers, so I think this might take on like the school vibe, I think. But I like that aesthetic. It's very interesting. There's like a gap here. I want there to be a gap between this wall and this wall. Maybe this one has like another window. So I'm not sure how to illustrate, like, I'm not sure how to illustrate, say, I did not mean to do that. Hey, stop. No. Jeez. That was not what I wanted. I want to illustrate the idea that our protagonists can't see, and that some of these experiences will happen without them knowing what's going on around them, and that they can see when something becomes stressful. So maybe noises will cause them to be able to see glimpses of their environment or their space. Um, maybe tripping or something. And like, how did they become this way? I haven't really figured out how I want that to happen. Because it could be like trauma related, it could be just something they were born with, but we'll decide as we go, like how accustomed to this they are. Just trying to get this back thing to feel in perspective. I think I'm trying to exaggerate too a bit, so like we want it to feel like it's farther away back there, so I'm making it like extra small. Maybe it's like a sliding door. Kira's watching Community right now, and I remember this episode. This is going to be a little bit closer to me. So I think both of these are going to be a lot more foreshortened than I made them. So we'll fix that in a little bit, but I'm not too worried about it. I'm mostly just planning the space. Like the idea that this building back here is so far away compared to these overhangs, and then maybe there's something here that is directly above us and it like wraps. Then maybe it's perpendicular, these two buildings, because I want to have like more of an interval over here. Hey, stop that. I guess that's way too big. But, you know, So what I do sometimes while I'm planning for stuff is I just kind of go in and take out things that confuse me. So like stuff that I need to work on more, and I just leave a little bit there to note that it's there, but cool. So I'm gonna leave this as our background because right now my hand isn't steady enough to like fully render it, and we'll want to zoom in and work on it closer. So I'm going to add a new layer, hide that layer. Now we're gonna work on character. So we'll start with maybe the gesture of our character. So the first scene, maybe they're shorter, and we'll have them be sitting like this. So I'm just marking out where like the extremities are of this character. So I'm also wondering like how will their form sit in the space? Like will they be slouching? Will they like how would they hold themselves if they're not seeing the world? And like how long have they not been seeing the world? You know, they might have a very comfortable understanding of how to act. Yawn. Turn up the music because I keep zoning out at the drawing. Music makes up for lack of context. Okay, and I'm also gonna move this because I realized I wasn't even showing you what I was doing this entire time. So this will make it more interesting, I think. Maybe I want it to be like a looser idea of their body. So we'll kind of like just sketch it in really quick. Kind of want their feet to be crossed and them to be on a bench. Let's kind of imply the bench at the moment. Maybe their legs are outspread. So we're kind of trying to plan out their space, like how does this character fit into space? Like, are they sitting in the courtyard that I drew earlier, or are they kind of happening to be a part of this are they happening to be a part of this body in a different place? Those are words. I'll move over so you can see me better. Books is cuddling with you. Books is our cat. Maybe they have a wide necked shirt. I'm just thinking aesthetically, like what kind of character do I want this to be? Like slightly femme. And like I'm planning on this being our protagonist, but it might turn into someone else in the story. Who knows? Like this like a really baggy sleeve, really baggy long sleeve with maybe a cuff. So we might have to erase a few times to get this to feel right. Alright. And then we'll go back in. bit wider than I made them. So. Saving progress, because should do. Let's do a little research. Because first off, that gives me more to talk about. And secondly, it is something to do. Plus, I'm interested in, like, okay, so if I look up pain and body awareness, or pain and sensory awareness, it talks about sensory perversions. So like the idea that you can like pain. Spatial sensory organization and body representation in pain perception. That sounds very much like what we are looking at. So, yeah. Pain is a subjective experience that protects the body. This function implies a special relation between the brain mechanisms and underlying pain perception and representation of the body. All sensory systems involve the body for the trivial reason that sensory receptors are located in the body. The nociceptive system of detecting noxious stimuli comprises two classes of peripheral afferents. So I think the noxious system is the system that designates if something is painful and harmful to us or noxious. So it assesses the stimuli coming in, and if it's something, you know, like you stubbed your toe, that's ow. That stub is noxious. But if you taste something really good, that wouldn't be a part of the noxious system. And nociceptors cover the whole body, so they're there to figure out if we are in danger. And that's why if you like burn your hand, you feel pain. I'm reading this part. We review evidence from experimental studies of pain in humans and other animals suggesting that a skin nociceptors project to a spatially organized somatic map in the primary somatosensory cortex. Ooh. So the idea is that we understand our body because of our sensory inputs, and we have a map, like a somatic map so that even if we're not looking, you know, you kind of, it's like how we can touch our nose pretty accurately with our eyes shut. But that being said, this character also has this. I'm gonna reassign them. And resize. I want to transform. Transform. There. Give me. I don't know why I'm so yawning. Layer settings. Cool. Convert layer. Vector layer. That's what we do. And then I can say I'm just trying to shrink this thing. Okay, that works. I want to make it smaller. Transform. Control S. Okay. Well, we'll deal with this. This is awful.